When I hit 100,000 subscribers, I'm giving away this belt from WWEshop.com to one of you. Welcome back to the Ango Show. I, of course, am Ango, and today's a big one. We're going to talk about some massive plans for Jade Cargill on the main roster. It's coming up in just a moment. I want to kick things off with some Impact Wrestling news before we jump to WWE. According to PW Insider, management feels that creative and talent are clicking with fans as there has been growth within the company. And especially within its viewership. It was also noted that Impact can never pull in the same numbers as WWE or AEW due to their TV deal being with Access, obviously being in fewer homes. But the replay numbers for Impact have also seen some growth. Guys, I've talked about it so many times. I'm a massive fan of Impact and everything that they've been doing, especially when you just see kind of like the ups and downs in the past, right, with Impact, you know, back in the day with Dixie Carter and, of course, Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan, and then, you know, Billy Corgan. It felt like, you know, this company really did a good job of getting away from that, and if you watch Impact, you can definitely tell that leadership there is incredibly strong. But what's also really unique about the situation with Impact is that we know that there's going to be upgrades to production. We know that they're doing different things, and they have major plans to close out the year going into 2024. We know that they're re-signing talent, and talent want to be there. You know, and I think the good thing is that, like, with pro wrestling, obviously WWE and AEW are the two large companies, but it's nice to know that smaller options exist, and it's still a place where people can go and make a living and still be on TV. If there was really one thing I would love to see Impact change, and this is just from a fan's perspective, right? Because I see the good stuff that they're doing, I wish more people were watching it, and it would be nice if there could be like a TV partner that would like to work with Impact in a way that can get them in more homes. I understand that Anthem owns Impact and they also own Access TV, so there are a lot of benefits to that. But if Impact were to do live weekly episodes, and it was on a somewhat bigger network, I just feel like a lot of wrestling fans would feel spoiled, right? Accessing Impact is easy right now, especially with like the Ultimate Insider program and Impact Plus. But I'm just saying from the overall perspective of like growing the product, if there was a TV network that could bring them in, even if it was just a little bit bigger, it would be really nice. And if they were live, because I think those two things kind of go hand in hand. But I think, you know, Impact has been absolutely killing it. A lot of great business decisions. And then, of course, creatively, they've just been doing very well. So I'm glad to see that they're happy and like everything is going well. And I can't wait to see those new production upgrades. I can't wait to see some of those changes that we've talked about before. As always, I'll keep you guys updated, so make sure you subscribe. Some canceled plans for Mustafa Ali. We know he was released. Now there's some very interesting news coming from Fightful Select. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select reported that there were plans in place for Mustafa Ali to have a win with the North American Championship. Like, they were looking at putting the belt on him. And this is one of the reasons why NXT officials were reportedly frustrated by WWE calling for the release. So this is interesting, right? Trick Williams defeated Dominic Mysterio at No Mercy. Now on Raw, Rhea Ripley is threatening Dom to get that title back. Clearly a story is being developed here. Also at the same time, Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes, there's something being teased there. I don't know what they would have done here. I don't know what they would have done with Mustafa Ali. I don't know how much they really changed it, right? Would Mustafa Ali be in the same situation as Trick Williams, winning the belt, potentially dropping it back to Dom Mysterio? I don't know. This is the good thing about television and wrestling. When there's storylines and things happening, there's always something to be invested in, especially when the continuity rolls in. But also at the same time, too, my genuine feeling about Mustafa Ali is that this guy is incredible. And he's a great talent. And the problem is, when I see a great talent get released and not be able to have that championship run and not be able to do things where I think he could be better utilized, it gets annoying at times, right? And that's somewhat of my frustration with WWE is like, what did they not see in Mustafa Ali? Because I see something in Mustafa Ali. A lot of fans see something in Mustafa Ali. We know he's talented. We know he's creative. And to know that he could have been North American champion is fantastic, considering that he was basically having a sick-ass run in NXT. It just becomes a little bit frustrating. And now we got to see what they're doing, because Trick Williams wasn't part of the initial plan because Ali was expected to win. That was the plan. So I could understand why NXT officials would be frustrated with the main roster. And obviously they're making these last-minute changes now because of the release. But also at the same time, too, I wish WWE just simply didn't do it. Or they could have just waited until, the storyline was concluded or whatever. I don't like when it happens right in the middle of a storyline, especially 1 week before the championship match. Now, with that being said, we talked about Mustafa Ali being released. We know he'll be free in December. I'm really hoping AEW or Impact Wrestling pick him up, because this guy is going to thrive wherever he goes. It's disappointing to see that they did not actually go through with this, and that sucks, man. Jade Cargill, guys, what's going on with Jade? Raw, SmackDown, NXT. This is the big conversation. PWInsider.com has reported that Jade Cargill is slated to be at this WWE Fastlane pay-per-view, which is taking place in Indianapolis. Guys, PW Insider also mentioned that we are told that she is tentatively scheduled to be at Raw and SmackDown's TV taping this week as well. The early word this morning was that she would be heading to the Raw brand. Wow. Jade Cargill heading to Raw. That's a big pickup for Raw. That's a very big pickup for Raw. Very interesting decision for her to go to Raw. Clearly keeping her away from Charlotte Flair. How they bring her in at Fastlane would be very interesting. I mean, Jade Cargill getting the debut at Fastlane could be a big deal. Obviously, it's a B-rated pay-per-view. It's not one of the big four. They got to make a big splash, right? Jade Cargill coming into Raw is a great idea. I think maybe this is a little too predictable, but I think obviously Nia Jax wrecking everyone and leave, that type of thing is being built up because they're going to want to have Jade dethrone Nia Jax, and I think that's probably going to be the first thing they do. How well does it get executed? How well is it planned? I mean, we have to wait and see. That's my prediction. But the fact that she's going to Raw, there's some significance. Maybe Jade Cargill is the one to take the belt off of Rhea Ripley. My best belief is that perhaps maybe they should not have Jade win the women's championship just yet. I would actually kind of refrain from it. I also want to point out Bobby Lashley was doing an interview with 100.7. It's a radio station, all right? Anyways, he was asked about Jade Cargill joining WWE, and he actually even throws out the idea of him wanting to bring her in with him and the Street Profits, which would be pretty cool as well. She would kind of fit the swagger. I don't know if WWE wants her to be a heel or a babyface to start. I'm not sure. I do get worried that WWE might try to force it down the throat of all the fans that she's like the next big babyface. I like her as a heel. I think she could be good as both heel and babyface. But yeah, she's expected to be at Fastlane, and she's expected to be on Raw moving forward. I think that's awesome. What do you guys think? I'm giving away this belt at 100K subscribers, so go ahead and click subscribe today.